Alright guys, it is time for my quarterly empties, and this will be the fourth empties video that I've done for 2016. Alright, diving right in, right from the top, I have the I Love Cream and Noix de Coco, I Love Coconut and Cream Shower Gel. This says bubble bath and shower cream, but I did use this predominantly, no, I think only as a bubble bath. It bubbled enough, but I didn't feel like it added a ton of bubbles, not like some other products can do. But the reason I use this predominantly as a bubble bath is that I just never really fell in love with the scent, and I feel like you use a lot more product up when you use it as a bubble bath as opposed to a shower gel. It's almost a little bit too sweet for me. I mean, it was fine for a bubble bath every now and then, but I just didn't want to use this as a constant, or rather daily, shower gel. Next up is Rapid Lash, and I have used this, I want to say since like March? Yeah, I think since March. This actually produced results, but they take a while to show up. If you're unfamiliar with what Rapid Lash is, it's kind of like an eyeliner, it's clear, that you apply to the roots of your lashes, and it is intended to help with the appearance of your lashes. Now that's kind of an interesting little point to point out, because nowhere does it say that this will increase the growth of your lashes or the length. And I think most people opt for Rapid Lash because they think it's going to give them enormous volume. I think it did give me volume, and I think it did increase the length of some lashes, but only some. So I think it depends on how well the roots of your lashes will receive the serum. For me, I don't see the point in continuing to purchase it. This was sent to me for free because I don't feel like I struggle in the lash department. I think mine are fine just on their own, so I don't really feel like I need that extra boost. However, this was perfectly fine for the length of time that I used it, and I did enjoy seeing the results, albeit minimal ones. Next up is a face mask from Seventh Heaven. This is their creamy coconut mask, and I laugh because it says really creamy on the front of it. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. They're almost implying like it's not really creamy. It is actually creamy. This is a hydrating vitality boost mask. As you can see, the snow is coming down behind me and my skin has started to dry out with the colder months. So I find myself wanting everything that I can get on my face that is moisturizing. I got 2 uses out of this package. I used it, I think it was a Friday and then a Saturday, and it felt really good, and that's all I can really ask for in a mask. Next up, we have an item from Sephora Collection, their Sephora's house brand, and this is their Supreme Cleansing Oil. I love this stuff because I thought it worked really, really well. The only thing I wasn't a huge fan of was the smell. It just felt really, that's the smell. This is the smell of a lipstick that my mother used on me for my jazz dance competition when I was like 8 years old. This smells like a lipstick made in the 80s, and that's just not a great scent. However, if we're talking about the product itself, this stuff works wonders. I used it whenever I wore a full face of foundation and just needed to take everything off, and it worked as I would want it to. Everything I could hope for. But the smell, man, that is just weird. All right, next up we have a Clinique Take the Day Off Micellar Cleansing Towelettes for face and eyes. I didn't even try using this on my face. I already have my holy grail favorite makeup remover wipe, so I don't feel the need to try anything else. My holy grail is Neutrogena's hydrating wipes. I use this to remove makeup swatches. Not that exciting. It was a small 5-pack that I picked up at IMATS. And another one that I use to remove makeup swatches is the Neutrogena oil-free cleansing wipes, the pink grapefruit scent. I love the scent of their pink grapefruit range. I just don't feel that they work as well as the hydrating ones. God, more cleansing wipes in here. This one is by Dr. Roebucks. I friggin' hate these. I can't even describe how much I hate these things. They're supposed to be like all natural or something like that, and they are just pure garbage. These take nothing off my face. Maybe like half of my foundation, but they definitely don't remove any mascara or liquid liner or anything like that. These are just a huge disappointment. Oh. Next up, we have a pair of House of Lashes Bombshell falsies. Many of you may know that these are my absolute favorite lashes to wear. I think they fit my eye shape very, very well. Because they fit the eye shape so well, I don't have to deal with like edges that ping off. So I'm sad to see these go, but I wore them probably 15 to 20 times and like they look pretty raunchy in the packaging. Also, I got like lash glue on the very tips of some of them, so it looks like I had frosted white tips of lashes, so it's just time to go. Okay, now we have a product that really should not be in my empties already, and this is the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Pencil in the shade Blonde. I just reviewed this, I think maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I did really, really love it. It's a good color match. It applies well to my brows. But like I said in my review, the end actually snapped off and it did it again and again. So I kept losing product. And even though this contains more than the ABH one as well as the NYX one, this lasted a fraction of the time just because I kept losing little pieces of the brow product. So I'm kind of sad that I put out that review saying how much I love this because it lasted 3 weeks, maybe? Kind of disappointed in this one. And speaking of the NYX Micro Brow, I did get through another one of them. This is their shade Taupe. I find it to be a very good color match. I do feel though that as we move into the winter, it's not enough structure for my brows because I tend to wear a lot of hats in the winter and the hats will cover just like where my tail is supposed to be. And it kind of rubs that off a little bit. I prefer to go to a pomade. So the NYX Micro Brow is still my absolute favorite pencil, but I'm gonna be using them a little bit less throughout the winter as I try more like pomade. Okay, next was a sample size of the First Aid Beauty Slow Glow Gradual Self-Tanning Moisturizer. This is for face and body, and I think I got 2 uses out of this. I applied it to my arms and I think my back a little bit. And I just kind of wanted to see how this would work. And it does actually surprisingly work. I was quite impressed with this. It's a clear formula, which is not very common, I feel, in self-tanning moisturizers. But I prefer the clear one because then you're not left leaving residue everywhere. And I originally thought it was not going to do anything. And I just kind of like smeared it on my back in like a handprint. And then I went to soccer the next day and wore like a sleeveless, one of those running tanks with a crossback. And you could clearly see like my handprint of where I had smeared it on my back. So, I mean, that was my problem on how I applied it. But this stuff definitely works and it doesn't take a whole lot either. The color was very natural looking. So if you apply this like properly, it would look really, really good. Next up is a face wash by Avon. This is their Fresh Essentials Daily Exfoliating Scrub. I don't use scrubs as much as I use like just a normal face wash. I probably use it like once a week, so it takes me a little bit longer to get through a face scrub. I love Avon. I've said this for years. I think all of their products are fantastic. This is part of their Fresh Essentials line, which is not something I buy very regularly. I tend to buy like I don't even know what the regular line is called. The Radiant stuff maybe? Anyway, I love this just as much as the other ones. I think I prefer the scent of the other ones, so I would just stick to that range instead. But yeah, this was fantastic. And sticking with the bath stuff, we have Into the Garden Foot Scrub. This is by Mary Kay. I use this on my nasty feet because I have quite calloused feet from soccer, so I need to try to exfoliate them as much as possible. I think this is my second tube, so clearly I love it. And the scent of the Into the Garden stuff is just so nice. Oh, I miss it. I don't think they make this anymore because it was a spring release, but I have soaps like this and I just love the smell of it. More bath stuff. This is the BVspa Salt Scrub in their pink grapefruit scent. I don't tend to use salt scrubs nearly as much as I do a sugar scrub, but salt scrubs have a finer grit to them, so it feels more like a polish than it does like a rough exfoliators. I did like the pink grapefruit scent, although I find I really like the Body Shop's pink grapefruit smell. Like that would be my be all end all of pink grapefruit scent. This one is a little bit sweeter and I think smells slightly more chemical. I mean, it is nice, it's a great product, but if I had to like compare it to another pink grapefruit scent, I think I would opt for the Body Shop scent as opposed to the BVspa one. Still on the skincare train here, we have the Jergens Wet Skin Moisturizer in the, I thought this had a scent. It just says with nourishing Manoi oil. Anyway, I enjoyed this for a while, but I found I got very tired of the scent after, I want to say a few months. However, this product is really, really neat. So you know, if you've just had a shower and you want to apply moisturizer, you generally have to wait until your skin is quite dry before you can apply anything, otherwise it just slips right off. So I'm quite intrigued by the wet skin type moisturizers because I think it's really cool that you can apply it and not have to worry about it not sinking in because your skin's too wet. So got tired of the scent, but really do like the product. We have another body scrub here. This is the Love Fresh Pear Scrub, and I believe that Love Fresh is a brand out of Toronto. I got this when I went to Smooth Wax Bar and they gave us like a complimentary product. This was really nice. It felt like a sugar paste to use on your body, and I thought the pear scent was intriguing. I don't think a lot of brands put out something with a pear scent. Yeah, that's kind of... It's unique, that's for sure. I feel like it's like pear with a hint of watermelon, like artificial watermelon. Anyway, this was nice to use. It's a big old container, so there's plenty of product in there. I really liked it. Next up is an item that I got in a swap, so I don't really know where you can get it, but it's a Kamins Laboratories. This is their maple body lotion. And I got suckered into this because it said maple body lotion, and I thought for sure it was gonna smell like maple syrup. It doesn't. The scent is quite bland and not at all like super appealing. It's okay, it just doesn't smell like maple, which frankly as a Canadian I was excited to smell. It was fine, nothing to write home about, but I mean, it did the job. This is a face mask by Embryolisse. This is their Hydra mask, and this is intended for dry skin. I use it mostly throughout the winter when I need an extra boost of moisture. I thought it was okay, but I didn't think it did anything absolutely amazing. I think a thick moisturizer that sinks in does work better than this. But I really like Embryolisse products in general, so I was happy to try it out. Another moisturizer in here. This is the Caprina Fresh Goat's Milk Body Lotion. I love this stuff. It's such a small tube, which kind of makes me sad, but it smells so freaking nice. It's just a really comforting scent. Yeah, it's the way you want a body lotion to smell that doesn't have like a citrus or a fresh scent. It's just a comforting smell. Facial moisturizer here. This is the Avon Anew Vitale Day Lotion, and it's got an SPF of 25 in it. Another item I got in a swap, and I loved this thing. I can't even tell you how much I love this thing. This was giving my Aveeno moisturizer a run for its money. I freaking love this moisturizer. It smells so damn good. Like if I could just have all of my face products smell like this, I would be happy for the rest of my life. Really like this, and I was actually sad when I finished it, which is not usually the case with products. Usually when I finish something, I'm like, yes, and I get to move on to the next one. This one I was like, I want more. That being said, I have enough moisturizers in my cabinet to last me for quite a while, so I don't technically need more of this one right now, but oh, so sad when I finished it. Oh hey, another NYX Microbrow in taupe. So it looks like I use these up roughly every 1.5 to 2 months. Again, love this thing. Body wash in here. This one is by Mary Kay, and this is their High Intensity Ocean one. And I think, again, this came out with their spring launch. This was kind of packaged towards men. You can kind of tell by like the blockier font and like, of course, because it's blue. I don't believe in scents for each sex as far as I'm concerned. Wear what you want to wear. I love the smell of this, so I used it right up. I am an aquatic scent lover, so anything that smells like the ocean or salt or water, I am down with it. And that's exactly what this is. There is a deeper edge to it. I guess people would call that masculine. But I loved it. Oh, I loved it so freaking much. They did also make a cologne that matches this, which I used throughout the summer and loved it too. Next up, we have a Korres Wild Rose Brightening Targeted Tone Corrector. I use this shortly before I use a moisturizer in the mornings. It's one of those products that I'm not actually sure it's doing anything. I use it because I hope it's doing something, but I don't notice a whole heck of a lot of difference in my skin when I do use it. All right, a mini size of the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I've never actually had to buy a full size because I always get these minis as like 100-point perk at Sephora. I love this mascara. It's so freaking nice. The tube sadly never lasts long enough because it is a mini size. but the end result is beautiful. It's black, it's wet enough that it makes me content because you know I like a wet mascara. It combs through my lashes. It's just an all-around good one. I've actually got a whole bunch of mascaras in here. I didn't realize I had gone through that many of them. Number one favorite that I've tried out recently though has got to be this Gosh Cosmetics Rebel Eyes mascara. This stuff is so freaking good. It is a super wet mascara with a rounded brush tip. It has a bit of a curve to it. It's not an extreme curve, but it is there. I loved how this felt on my lashes. It really combed through and helped voluminize them. Was voluminize a word? Anyway, I loved it when it stayed super wet, but I did feel like it it turned to the consistency that I wasn't super okay with by about the 1.5 to 2 month mark. So I just kind of like threw it in my empties and moved on to the next one. That being said, this thing is so freaking good, and it kind of came out of nowhere. I reviewed it in a Gosh Roundup video, and I was like, wow. And this became my daily mascara after that video. One that I wasn't so keen on though was the Makeup Forever Excessive Lash Mascara. Kind of really disappointed me because I love their Smoky Stretch Mascara, but this thing just doesn't do a whole lot for me. It's got a thin brush, which makes me happy generally because I can get into all the tiny little crevices of my eye. But like, I didn't feel like it grabbed my lashes at all or really ever did anything. It just it didn't do enough. So I didn't finish this. I used it a few times and then went, nah, it's not for me. But that's the nature of mascara, guys. Like, not everybody's gonna like the same thing. And I know plenty of my friends that do enjoy this one, but for me, it just wasn't a winner. Another one that I have seen people loving lately, and I just never fell into it. This is the Clinique Lash Power Flutter to Full Mascara. And this has one of those twist things where you can like give it more volume depending on how thick the applicator can grab product. I don't even believe that that stuff works. I think it's just such a hokey little thing. It was fine, it applied mascara enough, but I never fell in love with it, which, you know, you're not gonna keep using something if you don't love something enough. One amazing thing about this mascara though is that it did not flake. I am exceptionally prone to little flakes dropping just on my cheekbones, on the upper edge, and this didn't do that. However, I also didn't think it added enough volume to my lashes to counteract the fact that it didn't flake, so I just used it a few times and then went, eh. Next up is another mini sample. This is the Glam Glow Flash Mud Brightening Treatment. It's a mask. It's a pretty tiny product, but I got quite a few uses out of this. I'd probably say 4 to 5. This thing made me laugh though. It looks like you're putting mud and sticks on your face. Like, it just looks like you went out in the wild into the forest and grabbed some sludgy mud and slapped it on your face. It does smell really nice though. Yeah, it's a really good scent. It doesn't smell like mud from the forest. Did I notice any kind of brightening on my skin? No, not really, but it did tingle while I was using it, which I appreciate because then it makes me feel like it at least did something. You may have seen recently on my Snapchat that I did a little bit of decluttering of my nail polishes, and I discovered I actually have quite a few empties that were just sitting there like they were full nail polishes. The first one is this Gabriella Salvete. Yep, Gabriella Salvete holographic glitter polish in the shade Diamonds 01. I got this when I was in Prague about I think it was 2 years ago. I think that this is the best holographic glitter polish that I've ever used in my life, and I'm really sad that you can't get it anywhere in Canada. This was chunky but quite full coverage, and it stayed really, really well on my toenails. I've mentioned before that I've been wearing glitter polish on my toenails since I was about like 16, 17, something like that. And over the years, you tend to notice that different brands react differently with your toenails. Like, if I knew I was going away for like a week or something like that, I always made sure to use this particular one because it just stayed the best. And now I'm sad that I'm completely out of it. Next one is a Berry M nail paint. This is the shade Ridley Road. It's a texturized polish, which I have quickly discovered I do not enjoy. The color is beautiful. It's this gorgeous aqua, but it makes little ridges on your nails, and then no joke, like if you get dirt on your nails, it stays in those ridges on top. So that just looked like junk, which is kind of sad because I really like the color. Next up is a glitter polish by China Glaze, and this is a Ring in the Red shade that was part of their holiday collection several years ago. I use this whole thing up. It doesn't look like I've finished any of it, but it's sticking to the outside of it. Love this thing, but it's dead now. Another glitter polish I've finished up. This is Sephora's Formula X polish, and this is the shade Lightning. I love this one so much. I use this up. It's like down to here right now, but like it's gotten so chunky I can't even get anything off on the brush. Lovely, lovely polish. Next is a Rodial, or is it Rodial? I have no idea. Somebody please tell me how to pronounce this brand. Venom Super Serum. Use the serum after I have toned my face and before my moisturizer. Did I notice a huge difference? Not really. I don't notice differences with skincare. It either moisturizes my face or it doesn't. Like, how do you guys tell the difference on if something is actually working for your face? Somebody please tell me. Okay, next up are two items that I've not finished, but they just need to go because they're kind of old. These are two MAC fluid lines. They are the shades Dark Envy. This was a, well, it looks a lot darker to me, but in the viewfinder it looks quite bright. This is a dark green, kind of like a hunter green. I used to wear a lot of colored gel liner. I don't really do that anymore, so I don't really see the point in keeping them. So I think I'll just throw them in a back to MAC bundle and, you know, get something new out of it. The other shade I have is the Midnight Blues fluid line. Again, was a nice shade, but I don't really reach for colored liners that much, and when I do, I want it to be something very, very vibrant, almost like neon or electric. So these could be like 5 years old or something like that, and honestly, they're still quite creamy, but I don't see the point in keeping them. I'm just not using them. It could be 2 years since I last touched them, so it's time to go. Another item that I've not quite finished, but it's gotten a little bit too old at this point. This is the NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Milk. I bought this almost exactly 6 years ago. I remember I got it on my very first visit to Ulta in California. I was in LA. Very exciting trip at that time. So this one just got a little bit too difficult to apply. Like it kind of like chunked on my eyelid. So I've decided to throw this one out, and I have purchased another one. And then of course I have a Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper. These are so good. This one's a mini, probably got it as a 100-point perk at Sephora. Brush tip eyeliner in a pen style will never be beaten for me. They are just the best thing ever. I wish it was matte, and I say that every single time. There is a slight satin sheen to it that I just wish wasn't there, but I mean, I can't find better than this, so I'm just gonna keep using it. Oh, hey, here's another one. I went through another mini. Man, how did I do that? I feel like the minis last forever. I don't know why I have two of them in here, but apparently I've run through two of them. I also finished up another brow product. How many brow products did I finish up in 3 months? This is a little, that's a lot. That's like two NYX, that Maybelline one, and now this other one. Anyway, I don't know what the hell happened with my brows in the last few months. Anyway, this is the Quo Precision Brow Pencil, and the shade is Taupe. This is a very warm taupe, however. It is not like ashy gray colored like most taupes tend to be. So it can depend on how much it matches your hair color. For me, I don't tend to love warm brow colors because I feel like they just look like I should be strawberry blonde or something like that. This one does apply really, really nicely because it's a soft formula, but because it's a soft formula, it can also like smudge and smear a little bit easier. So while it was probably the easiest brow pencil I have to use, it was also the one that would most likely like smudge off. And then we have a Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayon in Blacker. I haven't actually finished this, but it did get hard, and it's too hard to use on my waterline now, so I have to use another one. I have another mini of these. This is the only thing that stays put on my waterline for any kind of long-term wear. I think it's the best black pencil that I've tried there, so I just keep getting like the minis whenever they pop up on Sephora. Used up a lip liner here. This is just an invisible lip liner by Quo. I need invisible lip liners or primers to keep my lipstick in check. I am prone to lip line bleed out, especially around my Cupid's bow. I get like little like veins that show up if I wear a creamy lipstick. This helps keep them in place. It is not my favorite, but it was good enough that I would use it as opposed to purchasing a new one. And by new one, I mean I usually go back to MAC's Prep and Prime for lips. That is my absolute favorite, but I mean, I didn't need to spend the money when I was using this one, so that makes this one good enough in my book. All right, next is a lip exfoliator by e.l.f. This was really, really nice. It's a, well, it was nice, it's gone at this point. I totally forgot that I had this. I bought this in the US a few years ago, and then I used it because it was great, and then I forgot about it, and I just found it last week, and I smelled it, and I was like, like it's bad at this point. Oh, yeah, it's like, it's like a bad crayon smell. It's time for this one to go. All right, and the very last product we have here is this Too Faced Mascara Melt Off. And I was so skeptical about this thing when I first got it. I was like, what the hell do I need an independent makeup remover for my eyelashes? But this got released at the same time as the Too Faced Waterproof Better Than Sex Mascara. So I can understand why they did it. This has a very, very small plastic, I don't want to call it a brush because it's not. It's like, it's an extension of the wand, and it's got circular ridges that wrap around it. And it combs through your lashes. It gets them completely coated in the oil substance that's in this. And it just makes it so much easier to get off your mascara. And I didn't think I needed a product like this in my life, but I do rub a lot at my eyes when I'm taking my makeup off. Just something I've always done. I know you're not supposed to, but I am impatient when I want my makeup off. I want it off immediately. So this helps me when I'm taking my makeup off. I just apply it to my lashes, let it sit while I'm taking the rest of my face makeup off, and then by the time I get to my eyes, this really just like helps the mascara like slide off your lashes. I don't think it's necessary as a daily product. I do tend to use it when I'm wearing more long-lasting mascaras or something that just sticks a little bit more, so it helps me with that. And I do actually have another one right now that's in my bathroom. Whew, okay, that is it for my empties. I hope you enjoyed hearing about my garbage, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye!